Hey, hey guys, ladies. So, what I wanted to show you or describe to you what happens in the frequency journeys that we are taking, that we're going to take inside Embody Your Truth, Mastermind. See, my space, or where I broadcast from, is like, if you could imagine that there's this channel or opening going into a different space, different dimension, different density, and I am standing at that channel, at the receiving part. And what is given to say, there's an urge to say it exactly like that as it's coming. Then there are broadcasters we're all connected. So I'm connected to, they're connected to me, we're all. But how the organism, as the human collective, spreads this information, how our souls work connecting, how our minds are picking up the information, the signals, for you to get here to me. If you look back at how did you come into my sphere. So what we are doing in the Embody Your Truth, we are traveling to these higher resonance, higher dimensional planes. Kind of like Star Trek. We're doing it vibrationally. So first, the mastermind that I hold, the mastermind that it has come into place for this informational transmission, I'm actually envisioning the mastermind and picking up the resonance as to the wonderful beings that are coming in. So you see, as we go into that different dimension, if you can imagine a space and it has a certain pressure, let's say a balloon, and then right above that there's also space, but held in a different container, different base, where the pressure is yet different than the one that has a balloon holding it. Let's say this would be a wood container. Not really, that one I'm not jiving with. Really? A wood? I wonder what this information is showing us. And why am I questioning? So you see, as we are shifting from one pressure to the next, it's like there's this whoop happening in our system. So that's why we get grounded. We get grounded to Mother Earth, and we are aware of our spine and our heart. I do everything in the body because it's in there as well. I find that many people who go out of the body a lot, the grounding doesn't happen. It's not pulled through the body. It's not integrated into the vibration of that internal identity, your essence, your blueprint, your purpose, your mission, your being. So as we are pulling up and creating this vacuum effect, if you will, so it shakes our vibration, we reconstruct, we go through processes of balancing, and many times it's called detox, because you are releasing, shaking off, or like making it's almost like your internal, you imagine yourself as a see-through, right? And with a very slight outline of your skin. And where is the guiding coming from? Notice your solar plexus, notice your sacral area, your root, right? It all holds strength within, all holds a certain quality of power in a certain place on a bandwidth of possibilities. But there's a bandwidth as to how far the container and who says that container. See, as God within, as that internal, that central within comes through stronger and stronger as we are embodying our spirit self. Your body has to be able to hold it. Okay, so here it is for you. Excuse me. That's delicious. My hot chocolate in the morning from almond milk, unsweetened almond milk. Darkest cocoa, I think it's called Special Dark from Hershey's, and a little bit of honey. My morning like physical expression, physical grounding of the morning when I wake up. I can do without it also when I'm traveling. So we are pulling us, grounding us in the physicality. So, as we are releasing things, because there's this squeeze moment, long moment, as we release, as we shake off, as our vibration starts to come into the coherence, into the ease, into the flow, go take a deep breath with me. One more. As you are, I invite you to notice how you feel your body to be. Notice whether you feel internal see, like that, internal movements. So it comes out in a yawn. There is an awareness of my being, that space within this skin. And as I take a deep breath, I notice the density of my bones and my chest bones, my ribs, shoulders. And I invite you to come along, going down the spine, feeling the hips, the knees, ankles, feet, toes. So here's my story. Here's my story. Who knows how long the dogs will stay? Interesting. Here is my story. And I choose not to talk, waiting for the dog bark to stop. And that resonance, that it is something that I have been walking through. The allowing my voice to be then held in and directed perhaps somewhere else, or many times just held in. And I know a lot of us can identify with that. And then that which we turn in and keep in is like, has these covers over it, and these covers of information, of certain constructs of information, and they can get pretty thick. They are in the process of being brought into the physicality. They've been practiced over and over, i.e. looping thoughts. So that's my recognition of my old self. So about 5-6 years ago, it started to come to me to share what comes through me, through movement. At that time, it was a lot of movement. And I had all those first, oh, how am I gonna do this? Okay, get a camera. Now I gotta have the tripod. Not good angles. Just all these stuff that were hard to walk through. You know, and they took a long time. And then observing myself, like coming down to really at all times. And years ago, there were so many patterns to go through. I remember as a collective, the things we used to talk about, how we took up time. Ooh, what's the worry? What's in the news? How is so-and-so's relationships, who I've never met in real life, but I've seen them in a movie and I identify with them. And they make me feel good. They make me feel like they can relate to me. Therefore, I exist. And my style, I used to feel, is not aligning with what was taught in social media. To be fast, to say really quick, because we don't have much attention span. Well, why not balance it? What's wrong with slowing down and connecting with a 20 minutes information where perhaps you may find yourself relaxing in this present moment with me? Whatever it is that you are doing, you can be in the present moment. And realize you can do it more relaxed. Or you can change a direction to your preference. So this is the result of my years of present moment awareness and listening to the information and integrating it. That I have a heightened sense of vibratory information sensing. I can translate it into this world. And I used to think, well, because I can't do it the fast talk way, that it's perhaps it will be harder to digest for many. At least I used to get into people having a hard time coming with me on these talks. And I recognize now that it is simply that my place of broadcasting is, as it comes through into the embodiment, it's a very beautiful place, space, awareness, resonance to be in. And being right here, as I feel, and I invite you to come along with me as you feel the air with your fingers. What does the air feel like? The temperature, the vibration of the air as the sound comes in. The lightness of the air, the sharpness, the humidity, the restedness of energies. Human is in all different spaces. So when human come into nature, into the stillness of nature, then there's a sensible difference. And when you allow yourself to match nature, then you know you're one with it, because the resonance, the vibration of the air that comes in, that's sensed by your skin, that when you put your focused awareness on, you connect with, and depending on your uniqueness, you sense it, you perceive it your own way. The scent of the air, and as that comes in right here at first, it's almost like it's a relationship. It's a type of relationship we have with how the air smells and where we prefer to be, and how we prefer nature. Most of us consciously know it too. And even if you're unconscious, your body picks up the attuning, in truth, nature of nature, being in the present moment. This is available to all of us at any time. So we are simply training for that. So when you're out of it, you can come back. Or if you want to consciously stay out of it, it's your choice. With time, it becomes there's this internal direction, this desire, an allowance, surrender, that walking in that present moment in the truth is the place where it just feels so awesome to be in, so lively, exciting, creating. How is my life unfolding? And then taking the steps, taking the action that is given. That's a point where a lot of us get stuck. That's the point where if you have certain blocks, energetic structures that are still in place, it's like as the information comes in and then you have this block, it's like doom, doom, it wears you out, it triggers you, it all of a sudden pulls you out of time, so shakes your nervous system in a way. It's like a yank, and then all the memories in that block just all like bees come up. You can't even see anything, and then you walk towards it. Yeah, I can't do that because I don't have time. I can't do that because my voice doesn't sound good. I can't do that because all the things that we come up with. And it's like we are just here to be ourselves. And for some of us, that means doing broadcasts like this. And as I'm doing it, I'm also realizing this is more like, when you go to a, what do you call those? Presentations. Like Eckhart Tolle, he doesn't do the few-minute things. Like, hey, let's get together. Let's get in the present moment. Here's something I'd like to talk about, and we'll just see how we're getting there, because we're going from present moment to present moment. Energy moving through. So, right now, at this date, September 22nd, 2023, the pattern, humongous pattern I've been working out, is my offering. I've put out so many videos, I've shared so many times, I've created classes, I've had great reviews. I made an offer, I sent it out once in an email and put it out on socials. And then after that, I stopped. And I also started walking on a new version of me. There was a more information intake. There was a stabilizing. There was a teachings brought to me, teachings about finance structures, about framework. My own the balancing of the masculine and feminine frequencies, I realized a deep, like, informational sheet, a block, a layering. A perceived belief that showed up in all relationships in my life, so I didn't see. I thought that was part of things. Is that relationship with the masculine, where I have learned that I cannot trust them. Because there's this differentiation that I can trust me, but I can't trust them. And that happened after the big breakup of my identity from a divorce. And you see, many of us work through, see, I'm pressing these out at this area, because, and I invite you to do that also, if you had, yes, this is collective, of course, issues with saying your truth. Okay, all of your physical location of where that sound comes through, where your intention, your truth, your innocence, your being as you comes through. And we've had, as both in male and female bodies, this was lived. And then there is another collective one for the feminine frequencies, and also those in female bodies. See, we differentiate from each other in so many different ways. We categorize. And this is a lot of heart issues also for some. So since this is on a collective level, I invite you to come along with me and just, touch your body, your arms. And we're going through our body wherever there's a guidance, because so then from your throat, from what you talk out, from your heart, you bring it down to your arms, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your fingers, right? So you put it into action, whatever it is that comes through from within with sound, through sound. It also exits through actions. So you can see, if you notice an action that is visibly out of control, when people get in such a rage, such anger, if you think about it, that a an otherwise calm person can be brought to such anger and rage. And then there are others who live close to that and they get into rage many times. So when you're already seeing that the doing is how to verbalize this, that it's coming out as a distortion, as something off truth. Just go ahead, notice from the back of your neck down your shoulders, down your arms into your fingers. So notice that, let's say when you put your fingers together like this and you slightly tap, you perhaps feel the resonance going all the way to your neck, the back of your neck, the front of your neck, and up to your jaw, supporting your face. You can also feel at the back of your neck going up to the back of your head. And now imagine or sense your brain. Your brain. At the back of your head, the top of your head, the sides, the front. Notice whether you can sense the movement of blood at the top of your head, that internal movement of life. If you can hear the dog barking from my left side, machine noise towards my front, and then car noises to my right, and then how some of these noises kind of like reach behind me. So as I receive these noises through my front and sides, my shoulders, my chest can feel it. And from behind me, I don't hear a noise. So my back rests. is this sensation that it feels different to where I receive the sound from these sounds near me. So at this point, I have a preference coming up, and it is that I want to put my whole body into the quiet of nature. So I am going to relocate to the bottom of the mountains. I really enjoyed hanging out with you. I really enjoyed, and I enjoy sharing this space with you. And I just now recognize, as I am allowing it to come out and claiming it, that this is my style of teaching. As it is happening, full on